What is good, everyone? Welcome back to Redcat Live. I'm your host, Oscar Ramirez. A lot of you folks know me as Big O, and I'm happy to have you guys back in yet the 11th episode of Redcat Live. So it's kind of a great day. It's a nice sunny day out here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we want to kind of go over something else today. So today we're going to bring you an oldie but a goodie, in my opinion, and it's going to come with a little bit of a backstory as to why I have such a connection to this specific rig that I'm going to show you guys here today. Marlon Davila, what's good, brother, man? How you doing? Kevin Simpson, thank you for tuning in. Thinking about getting the shredder. You know what? I might actually do an unboxing of a shredder coming up, so we can go over that as well. Matthew Flores, what's up, brother, man? Hope you're having a blessed day, bro. Oh, man, much love, much love. I love it, man. Keep the comments coming, guys. I'm going to set the phone off here to the side so I can read some of your comments as we go. Yeah, it's a great day, right? It's a great day to be in RC. It's a great time, you know, to be in RC altogether. So many manufacturers, so many companies are coming up with greater things. The hobby is growing exponentially. It's getting wild out there. So a lot of great stuff happening by so many people. But I kind of tend to want to take a step backwards today. And by backwards, I mean, I want to go back in time a little bit because with all the new stuff out in the market and all the new products coming out, there's a specific rig that is really close to my heart for a few specific reasons. And I'll share with you guys as we go a little bit of that story as well as people are showing up here. What's up, Kate? How you doing? Louis, brother, what's up? John Michael, man. From Austin. Hey, where you guys from? Drop where you guys are from in the comments. I really want to see. I enjoy coming in, you know, Thursday mornings and reading the comments over again and just finding out where everyone's coming from. Victor, man, much love. Anthony Williams, how you doing, brother? All the way from Philly. That's what's up. Felix Delgadillo. Man, what's up, brother? Ronnie Houston, Dylan Wise, Paul Jackson. Man, a bunch of awesome folks are here today. Man, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me today. Hoping to get my servo. Oh, there you go. There you go. Nice upgraded servo, a little bit more kilogram power there, a little more ounces of torque. Always goes a long way, especially when it comes to crawling. So for a lot of you guys that don't know me, my name is Oscar. I've been in the hobby for roughly about 13, 14 years straight. Before that, I was really in the hobby as a child. And like most folks, you get out of it as you grow up and family kind of takes precedence. So I've been very blessed with an opportunity to be here with Redcat Racing. It's amazing. The people I get to work with, the products I get to work with every day, it really does not feel like work and it really is a passion. So with that said, a lot of my niche from where I come from in the RC world happens to be more of the crawler scene. The specific rig that we're going to go over today, as you guys already know from the intro, is going to be the Everest 10. Why are we going to go over the Everest 10? It's been around for a long time. It's kind of Redcat's staple truck that's, you know, really kind of started them in the crawling scene many, many moons ago. But why? Why did I choose to highlight this rig today? Well, I specifically work with an organization that helps raise autism awareness, as well as highlight ways to be able to enjoy the crawling atmosphere with your family. So the Everest 10, and I'll bring it over here, guys, now. The Everest 10 is most specifically important to my heart because when I started the venture to try and work with special needs children and get into the crawling scene, this was the go-to truck that I recommended to so many people that were starting to get into the hobby. More specifically because of the price point. Right now, the Everest 10 goes for $169. It's a great entry-level truck that gets you started. If you have little ones, such as myself, I have three boys, two of which are on the spectrum of autism, it's kind of hard to envision spending $300 on a ready-to-run you know, Gen 8 or Gen 8 Axe that is, you know, in the 400 range, not knowing if they're going to take to the hobby. So for $169, this was honestly a great platform to get them started to see if it's something that they were going to want to progress more and more in life. The Everest 10 was very fruitful for my family and my kids. We use and abuse the heck out of them over the years. They've been an amazing staple truck. aside from that, the Everest 10 was a truck that I personally would buy and hand out to people that wanted to go crawling with me for the very first time. I would go camping or whatever, and I always bring 2 Everest 10s because the last thing I want to do is hand over a remote to my decked out hard body crawler. So giving them an Everest 10, something that is easy to fix, cheap enough to repair, parts are really simple. It was a great platform to get people hooked to enjoy the hobby. So that is why I have such a huge passion for this very simple yet capable truck. Let me catch up here on some of the comments here. Mike Lowry, man, what's up, brother, man? Rochester, New York, Todd Stanton, what's up, brother? Let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people from PA in the house. Hey, Matt Flores, right, brother, man, the crawler community has been an amazing one, and it's never short of a good time. People always come out and help, and to me, it was kind of a venture that I love doing, and till this day, I crawl any chance I get. In fact, I always keep a crawler with me in my truck because there's some days on the way home where I'll take the long way home just to go hit some rocks. Let me see. Robin Lawrence, man, what's good, brother, man, from the West Coast. Scale Trail, much love. Let me see here. Dean Burcham, what's up, brother, man? All the way from Nevada. Love it, love it. Jesse just started, King Cock just started a YouTube channel for his Everest 10. Much love, brother. I'm going to check that out. Make sure you leave it in the comments, the link, and I'll be happy to check it out on the way out here today. So, again, guys, so now you guys know why I have a passion for the Everest 10. Because the price point was such an amazing one to get people started in the hobby and really kind of highlight being able to get out in the open, hit the rocks, and go crawling. I have hooked more people in the hobby of RC with this truck than any other thing out there. I brought out bashers. I brought out, you know, other companies, stadium trucks and other crawlers. And you cringe when you hand someone something high dollar. So this was really an honest to God, great platform to start with. And we're gonna go over the unboxing here today, which a lot of you guys that know this truck, it's a simple unboxing, but we're gonna go over some of the things that I recommend doing to your platform. And this goes for any vehicle that you purchase that is considered a ready to run. Any truck that you buy ready to run, it doesn't matter from what manufacturer you go through, I highly recommend that you open it up, take it out of the box, and then just kind of nut and bolt everything, making sure that everything is snug and tight, nothing is left loose, and that everything is in place. It's a great practice, and it doesn't matter what manufacturer makes it. It's just a good thing to do. For my kids, in particularly, when I got them theirs, I had them do it. I just, you know, hand over hand, showed them what to do, and I also started showing them the appropriate precautions and practices of your battery maintenancing. With a truck like this, it's not such a big deal. It comes with the nickel metal hydrate battery. We already know that once it discharges, you're okay. You're not going to kill it. I, on the other hand, like to change the tabs on the speed control to change it to LiPo. Obviously, when you run LiPo, you don't want to run the battery completely dead or under a certain threshold because the cells will not allow the battery to regenerate and take charge. So, with that in mind, let's kind of go over some of the specs. The Everest 10 comes with a 54-turn 540 can motor, which is totally upgradable. You can go to a smaller turn motor, somewhere in the 30s, and that would get you a lot more wheel speed. You can leave it right where it is. It does have a happy medium as well. It does come with a crawler-specific HexFly 40 amp ESC, electronic speed control. There are 3 modes for drag brakes that you can choose. So you can choose from a gradual drag brake to a more moderate one to an aggressive drag brake. What is drag brake? Well, let's say that you guys are coming down a hill or coming down a rock. The drag brake actually applies power through the speed control to the motor to help give you braking power so that the truck doesn't just go down, but it actually gradually comes down. So depending on the wear and tear on the motor, sometimes you need to adjust the drag brake setting so that you can get the most out of your motors. Let me see here, guys. Hold on one sec. Let me catch up here. Lots of comments today, guys. I love the comments. Thank you. Charlie from Birmingham, was it Brampton, New York? Oh, dude, yeah. I said the Everest 10's been around for a long time, so a lot of folks have had a lot of opportunities to have fun with it over the years. Great starter rig. Jesse Kingcott, you haven't ran in a while, but you want a Gen 8. Man, now's a great time to get one. Actually, to be honest with you, our Gen 8s are out of stock, but we should be getting some here shortly. Let me see. Joe Lacey. Great point, Joe. You know, a lot of the folks that ended up getting an Everest 10 that I talked them into as their first vehicle ended up at some point modifying it and putting a different body on it and creating it into a trail truck. So it is very capable in that fashion. You can obviously get Gen 8 rails and some set of links and swap everything over as well. There's lots of things. Specifically, there's also aftermarket chassis that you can use when you're using these axles, this transmission, and just slap it on. So lots of cool stuff that you guys can do with them. I personally have a hard body Jeep. It's a new bright body Jeep that I have on this platform with everything. Everest 10 axles, transmission, the whole works. Works great, and I love it. Lou Claxton, what's up, brother, man? How you doing, Cupcake? Let's see. All right, so back to where we were at. Let's do the unboxing, and let's kind of go over some of the things that stand out to my eyes that I just always recommend people going over when it comes to any ready-to-run truck. As always, I always recommend investing anytime that you're in the hobby. It doesn't matter if you're intermediate or an expert. Always invest in a good set of drivers. MIP, great brand, makes great drivers. Something that is really good and versatile is my Reefs RC nut driver, because it comes with a lot of different options already plug and play. So get yourselves a good driver, something that you can really rely on. Sometimes when you go with the real, you know, run-of-the-mill cheap stuff from Amazon, what I found is the tips end up wearing out really quick and they just don't last long. So the last thing you want to do is be out on a trail needing to tighten something up, and guess what? You got a rounded screw or a rounded nut driver hex. So as you guys can see, this is a sealed box. I have not opened it at all yet. And I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret that's going down tomorrow with this specific truck. So, all right, as I mentioned, it's got a 54 turn 540 can motor inside of it. You can replace the motor with something a little hotter if you like. The ESC can be changed from a nickel metal hydrate to a lipo capability, as well as the changing of the drag brake. So 3 awesome things to always keep in mind with a truck like this for $169, 169 bucks, really. We do offer these in red and blue. I never struggled so much to take something out of a box before. All right, there we go. So there she is. She's a pretty girl. I'm gonna cut the zip ties that we have holding down the axles, making sure we do not cut any of the wires to the servo. Okay, free it up. Let's see what's inside of here. So, Everest 10, great little truck, lots of flex. For those of you guys that are really stuck in the, Flex Friday, this truck will get it for you. Simple body. It is more of a monster truck style chassis, as you guys can see, not your average frame rail that goes from front to back. And there's going to be a lot of folks, and please bring it on. There's a lot of people that are trying to get into the hobby and they love ideas. So if you have cool stuff that you've done to your Everest 10, share it. This is, again, a truck that's been around for a long time. It's been around the world several times, and there's plenty of things to do to it, and a lot of folks do a lot of cool stuff with them. If you do not follow our page, we do have a Redcat Everest 10 page. Check it out. There's a lot of great folks in that page. They do great stuff with their stuff, and they're always super helpful. So in the package, as you guys can see, you have your truck. We'll go over what's underneath it in a little bit. You do end up having to buy 4 AA batteries for your remote. It will come with the nickel metal hydrate battery and a wall charger for it. It does also now include, which has come a long way from the generations I've had in the past, a 2.4 gigahertz controller. And again, your 4 AA batteries will go right down there in the bottom. Like a lot of the Redcat stuff that we have, let's say that you have a super new driver. Driver meaning physical driver, not driver. Let's say that you have a child and you want to get them going and they're a little throttle happy, right? They haven't learned the controllability of finesse with throttle control. Just like a lot of our other products, you can actually turn down some of your steering trim and throttle trim as well. You don't need to do much with 54 turn motor. It's slow enough as it is. You won't need to do a lot of adjusting in that fashion. And it's a durable truck. Let them have fun with it. Let them bash it around if they want to. It will handle quite a bit of abuse, and it really does crawl really well for what it is. I mean, any crawler that comes with 2.2 inch tires is bound to do good overall. Let's take off the body. You're gonna have 4 clips, 2 on each side. Flip it around. 2 more on this side. And your body comes off. Simple Lexan body, nothing too crazy. This one does now come with the, the upgraded Redcat logos as well. It does come with a, double check because I was wrong earlier and I lost a bet. 2000 milliamp, 7.2 volt battery. It does come with banana plugs. If you choose to upgrade to a, let's say, I probably wouldn't go anything higher than a 2-cell LiPo battery. You probably will have to either buy a adapter, banana to Dean's, depending on the kind of LiPo battery that you're running, and or just simply cut and solder on a new lead for it. Batteries on average can probably last you anywhere from about 30 minutes, 45 minutes would be my best guess, with the size that it is and the kind of turn motor that it has. Here's your ESC, speed control, electronic speed control. The motor does sit down low, helping lower center of gravity. With that said, a lot of the weight is distributed here. So if it was me and my truck, brand new, I would go out there and enjoy it first and try to find what is weak on it as far as what you need to make it crawl better for your specific needs. Sometimes going with metal wheels, adding some lower center of gravity to the truck helps a long way when you're trying to go up a hill or side scale a hill. Always, you know, a huge upgrade. On the speed control itself, you guys will find these tabs right here. These tabs will allow you to modify from a nickel metal hydrate battery to a LiPo battery, as well as that adjustability for the drag brake as well. On-off switch will be right there on the back, no problem. The receiver will be located right here on the side with the antenna off to the side of the rail so that it's not in any way, shape, or form around any of the moving parts such as the drive shafts and or the wheels or axles. Now, let me double check some of these comments, guys, make sure I'm not leaving you guys in the red. Someone needs a boat. Man, I'd love to see a boat, you know. Ronnie has 6 Redcat vehicles, bro. Congrats, man. That's awesome. It is bigger. Yes, it is a bigger truck than expected. You are right. Even with me, I'm a big boy. I'm not going to lie. I'm a chubby man. And yeah, it's quite a good size of a truck. If you put a 10 scale truck next to it, honestly, what makes it this big is the size of the tires, the wheels, and the stance nice and high and up. So it is a bigger, you know, more aggressive looking truck out of the box. Will this win competitions and things out of the gate? It's not something I would use for that purpose, unless you're going, you know, open wheel spider style crawling. But again, this is exactly what it is. It's an entry level crawler for $169 that will allow you to figure out if this is really the way you want to go with the crawling scene. And if not, it makes a great birthday gift, graduation gift, for the little ones. They really do love these. My two youngest sons each had one, and they went through, I want to say, maybe 3 years of use and abuse before they ended up needing to upgrade to something a lot more stout like a Gen 8. So, you know, really they do hold up well overall and over the course of time. And as like anything else in the hobby, things wear and tear. So it teaches them to work on their truck. You know, it's great bonding time within you, your daughter, you, your son, depending on, you know, the child and or young adult that you're working with. Making a custom carbon-made carbon fiber body. That is awesome. Dylan, man, I haven't seen any trail stuff yet for something like this, unfortunately. And to answer, Caleb, your best axle replacement for a Gen 7, honestly, I'd use the factory internals or go to the heavy-duty portals that we offer on the Gen 8. Would be a great upgrade, in my opinion. Again, some of the things that I like to do, get your nut driver out and start to just assess what you have. I like to start from the top and work my way to the bottom. You have to remember that it doesn't matter who makes the truck. It's a bunch of people in a factory that are assembling it as quickly as they can to meet deadlines. And that's no knock on anyone. It's just the truth. And once in a while, and this has happened on all kinds of products that I've owned in the past, is that once in a while you'll find a screw, a nut, something that was left loose that just needs to be snugged down. So depending on the severity of your crawling, again, I recommend doing things like nut and bolting everything. On this one specifically, it does have quite a bit of Phillip head screws. So get your Phillips head, start with the top of the shocks, and I'll just go ahead and make sure they're snug. Nothing to it, you know, just make sure that you guys' stuff is good and tight. You don't want to over tighten, over torque anything. Again, this is just to get you familiar with your truck and understand that how it works, right? There's no better way to get to know your vehicle, whether it's an Everest 10, a Gen 8, a Kaiju, a Landslide, a Volcano. There is no better way to familiarize with your vehicle than to put your hands on it and really start to look at it, assess it. I like to look at these things. I look at through the inside here, and I look at the pinion. I look at the slipper. I'm gonna go in there and see if the slipper's tight. That's nice and tight. That's nice and tight. Yeah, see, that one was just a tiny bit loose. That's good. Let's check the motor itself. The motor has 2 screws. Go with the top one. That's good. That's good as well. So now we've established and checked the top shock mounts, the slipper, or I should say the spur gear, and the motor mounting plate to the motor itself to make sure the motor's snug as well. Now we can start working our way down one side. Again, I like to just grab. That's good. That's good. These just go in to the lower skid. That's good. That's good. So now we've checked this specific side. We can flip it over, do the exact same thing, just rinse and repeat. And again, these are all just little things. It doesn't matter what brand you have. You know, once in a while, you just got to make sure everything is good and tight. And this will prevent you from getting out on the rock and having something happen within 5 minutes of you being there. So keep that in mind. You know, sometimes just spending 5 minutes can go a long way. I'll see that one. I got a little bit more of a turn. Entry-level crawlers that will outcrawl high-end rigs with cheap upgrades. Hey, I'm all about that. Mainly because when I first started crawling and getting into the scene, there was a lot of people that were like, oh, you got to have this, and this is the only thing that will dominate anything. I bet. I used to love buying things off of Amazon, building things from scratch. It would be a truck that would have 5, 6 different manufacturers on it, and just to go out there and have fun. I believe the first time I ever went crawling, I'll be honest with you guys, I used a speed control that didn't even have a drag brake. And my drag brake was all controlled, my controllability of braking by hand here. You start somewhere, but it's all about wanting to get out. It's about wanting to hit the trails and have fun with people around you. You're gonna get people that go, oh dude, you know, I would have bought this. That's fine, dude, that's your money. You spend your money the way you want to, I'll spend the money the way I want to. But honestly, in the crawling scene, it's probably been the most chill vibe out of any scene of the hobby that I've ever been in. I'm really big into RC drag racing. I'm really big into bashing, but crawling scene is honestly, it has my heart, because with the crawling scene, I've been able to help so many people just slow down life, take in your surroundings, and enjoy, you know, just being able to hit a trail, you know? And there's something awesome, just so freaking cool about being able to hit a trail and you see someone that broke down. And if you guys know me, I carry my backpack everywhere I go, but I carry around 2 of these. And inside of here, I'm carrying spare servo horns. I'm carrying hexes, hex pins, extra pinions, because sometimes pinions will back out and you lose one. I mean, these are the little things that I love to help people out when I'm on a trail. And the best thing that you can ever hear is, did you break down? Yeah, bro, what you need? I got you. You need tools? I got you. That kind of camaraderie just goes such a long way, and it really makes the hobby so much more enjoyable. Sorry, not trying to step out on you guys. I'm gonna check the rear links, because this truck does have the capability for adding a second servo, which a lot of people have modified and done 4-wheel steering on these things in the past, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. Not my thing, but it is really cool to see them crab walk when they're out and about. So the links, again, just snugging them down, make sure everything's nice and tight, as well as the spindles on top, the knuckles, those are nice and tight. Then I'll go check the differentials. There's 4 Phillips head screws. Again, just nut and bolt everything. That one was a little bit loose. Perfect example. And all of these are just they just need a little, like, not even a quarter turn. Again, you don't want to over tighten anything. Last thing you want to do is break something right out of the gate. But again, those are things that could save me a headache when I'm out on the trail, you know? John, I get it, bro. You know, I have a bunch of scale crawlers. I'm really big into building scale crawlers, and I love hard bodies, and I love decking them all out. I have trucks that haven't even hit the trails. Honestly, they've been shelf queens. And there's something so simple about the Everest 10 that makes me just want to get another one, just to have fun with, because it really just, it brings you back to like the grassroots of what crawling was when it first started. I mean, check out that crazy articulation. You got long travel shocks. I mean, yeah, it's a great stout truck out of the gate. Let me see, what else can we double check? All right, we got some screws on the bottom, the skid plate. We're gonna double check those as well. If anyone is inquiring about the Everest 10, for some reason, if they want to purchase one, on the link, on the description to this video, we do have the link to the truck itself. We do have blues and reds in stock, with the new body option and the new logos that are on it. There's also a lot of folks, check your local hobby shop, ask them for your Redcat products. You know, a lot of people ask, why don't certain hobby stores carry our products? That's a better question for your hobby store. You know, the more you ask for things, the more they're gonna, you know, get in stock. But with that said, something that simple, we've nut and bolted the axles, the links. What I probably will do at this point is probably take off the wheel so that I can check the top of the spindles on this one, the knuckles. Another thing too is these are bead locks. So if you wanted to go as far as checking these, you can. There really isn't a need for them, in my opinion. I mean, I can tell you if they're loose or not, and they're not. So you're not really going to get a lot of spinning action from the tire and the bead. These are vented. So if you do choose to go jump in the water or get any kind of shots in that fashion, I would always suggest just getting a little piece of tape and plugging up each hole so that you don't get any water inside of your tires. It will destroy those foams and it gets really nasty really quick. So proper maintenancing. When you're done with your truck at any given point, always disconnect your battery, turn off everything. I always store my batteries separate from where I store my trucks. I actually have a bucket of sand in my garage. I own roughly around 25, almost 30 batteries, LiPo batteries. So because of the large amount of batteries that I keep, I actually have a sandbox in my garage where I store my batteries when I'm not using them. Anytime that you have a LiPo battery, I always recommend that you charge them to storage rate if you're not going to use them for some time. The last thing you want to do is put a battery that you drained, that you hit LiPo cutoff on, put it away, and guess what? Your investment's gone in the next couple weeks, because as temperatures rise and go down, the depletion of the battery will dip just underneath the threshold to where you can't charge it anymore. Batteries are expensive these days, and like any electronics for anything that you do. So proper maintenancing of your batteries is always crucial. Always keep them in a nice dry space. Never leave them unattended. By that I mean, don't put them on your workbench and walk away from them and come back to them weeks later. We've seen so many horror stories of people trying to charge batteries and walk away from them, and next thing you know, you hear that their house caught on fire. So I always stress to everyone, please practice safe practices when it comes to your LiPo batteries. If you have a LiPo battery that is puffed, I do not recommend you use it. I recommend you decommission it right away. The easiest way to decommission any LiPo battery is a bucket of salt water. Throw it in the salt water, let it sit there for a good solid day, and after that you should be able to dispose of it. A lot of cool hobby shops, local hobby shops anyways, the ones that I personally go to, they have a disposal location for your LiPos where they'll take them and they'll get rid of them for you, which I think it's a great feature to have. So check with your local hobby shop as well. Do not take them anywhere and throw rocks at them or pew-pew at them. It is not a safe practice. Keep in mind the LiPo battery is extremely volatile and unstable. So at any given point, when you puncture any of the cells, the battery will flame up, and it's not pretty. And it's obviously bad for the fumes that get created because of the char. Let's see, dude, my ex came Friday. Dude, congratulations. Ding, 7 Redcats deep, bro. You're killing it. Oh, man, Louis, man, don't you have somewhere to be? Don't you have a 64 bottle you got to paint for me? Oh, man, Tonka, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? It's always great seeing you. So, yeah, guys, like that's kind of the gist of it. Again, if there's anyone that you guys should probably follow, it's probably Trishan Stefan Bruce. The dude is a madman when it comes to Redcat products. He's been modifying them since I got into crawling, and also just makes awesome things out of them. There's a lot of folks that do. Again, follow the pages. Don't be afraid to ask questions. The worst question is the question not asked. With the wheel off, though, and while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and just check top and bottoms on these knuckles. Make sure that they're snug. We're good. We'll go ahead and reinstall the wheel. Nice. Cliff just got one for his daughter, and he's going to put a Mini Cooper body. See, I love it, man. A lot of great stuff that you guys can do with these things. Again, I don't think that you're going to be able to get one of these things and go out and compete with it right out of the gate, but it's, again, exactly what it's intended for. A great starter truck for anyone that wants to get into crawling, yet, again, doesn't know if you want to stay in it or not. And if you do, again, there's a lot of cool stuff that people are doing with theirs. So don't be afraid. You know, have fun with it. That's what it's about. That's what the hobby's about. If you're not out there having a good time, man, what you doing? Let me see. So that is kind of what I do, guys, as far as a once-over. When it comes to maybe more the higher-end builds, the Gen 8, the Gen 8 Axe, I know, I personally have seen grease in the axles, so I know that they always have grease, but I'm the kind of stickler that no matter what brand I buy, or no matter what truck I have, I always open the divs and add a little bit of extra grease, especially marine grease if I can, because I do like to play in the water, in the mud. And with that said, you know, there's also another aspect that we haven't even touched on, which is aftercare. What do you guys do after you guys have had your truck out on a trail or in the mud or playing in the water? I personally, when I get home, like to take my trucks, I use compressed air, blow them all down, get all the dust and dirt off of them. And then I literally give my truck a once-over to look for any kind of parts that may need to be replaced. Sometimes you'll, you know, crack the end link plastic. I've had, you know, not on this truck, but on other products that I've had, a broken mounting point to your spindles, your C-hubs. So, you know, take a look at it. I always like to look at my trucks. I try to spin things. I wiggle things around. I really am meticulous with my trucks, because the last thing I want to do is waste an outing. And if I'm not going to go out until the next following Saturday again, shoot, I can order my part on a Sunday evening and have it by Tuesday, and I'm back on the road by the next weekend. So, you know, always keep an eye on those things. Now, things that I will upgrade on the Everest. Honestly, as I mentioned, I will change this into from a nickel metal hydrate to a lipo, and maybe eventually replace the servo with a little bit higher output servo, if possible. Maybe the 25 kg that we offer here, the Hexfly servo that we offer here at Redcat. Something with a little more bite. That is honestly about all that you will need for something like this. Some folks are running lipo with a 35-turn motor instead of a 54-turn motor. That'll give you more wheel speed, a little faster, but remember, that also creates a little bit more heat to your speed control as well as the motor. So keep that in mind. Having a good solid battery that has a good discharge rate. You don't need something extremely high-end for discharge rate, but something that can handle the capability of a burst when you need it is always great. So in my opinion, for crawling, anything between 40 and 50 C is appropriate. I personally run 100 C discharge rate batteries, but that's because I run brushless systems in a lot of my crawlers. And it's not a continuous burst of 100 C discharge. It's only when you need it, when you're zapping it, that you need that extra oomph. 550 21 turn, that's a hot motor. It's a 21 turn is get you a lot of wheel speed. Compared to the 54 that's in there, it's doable. But again, just remember, you're playing at your own risk. Parts are going to wear a little bit quicker in that fashion, but it is doable. Let's say that you guys take it out, and for a lot of you West Coast guys or East Coast guys that like to play along the beach, and you guys get a little bit of water, salt water on your stuff. Stay away from salt water to your electronics. That is an immediate no-no. That will fry anything that you have. It doesn't matter what manufacturer makes it. It doesn't matter how much you put conformal coating on your electronics. Salt water is death. Not just to your electronics, but to your bearings as well. So let's say that you're playing in the ocean a little bit and you get water like at axle deep. That's fine. Have fun with it. Go get a fresh bottle of water before you put your truck away. Rinse everything off so that you get all the salt water out possible, so that you do not damage, seize up bearings, because again, it's going to be crummy. You're going to go home, put this on a shelf, forget about it for a week or two, take it out and go, oh man, it's making a weird noise. So keep that in mind. Proper maintaining of your products at any level is highly recommended. You spend a lot of your hard-earned money in the hobby, so why not spend a lot of time to do the proper things to maintain and protect your investments. So where are we at? What time? Okay, we're still early on time. So now, to bring you guys up to date, we will actually be taking this blue Everest 10 out tomorrow, and we're going to take a red one out as well. We'll be filming a new crawler video for this product, so I'm super excited to be able to get out with the filming crew and get these bad boys on the rocks. Give me some ideas, man. What kind of stuff do you guys want to see me try to do with these things? Obviously within reason. I don't want to destroy them, but I do want to be able to show you their capabilities. The last week I was blessed with an opportunity to take out the Volcano EPX Pro. We filmed a great video for that. A lot of backflips, a lot of jumps. It was, yeah, I love my job. Yeah, so that's the secret, guys, is that tomorrow we will be taking out a red and a blue Everest 10 out on the rocks to record a whole new video for you guys, our community. And we're going to be doing this to all of our products in the next couple months. So every week, our plan is to work on a new video to bring you more of an updated feel to our video with new branding, imaging, and logos, and hopefully start listening to you guys a little bit more as to what you guys want to see from our products. We do not want to just fit the norm anymore. We want to rise above it. And the way we're going to do that is by making sure that we do it as a community, as a whole, as a team. We can't be who we are without your guys' support. So for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Redcat Live was just something that was just an idea. And every week you guys are coming back and hanging out with me. And honestly, it means the world to me. This is my favorite day of the week because I get to hang out with you guys. A barbershop feel to RC, and you guys make it happen. So thank you guys so much for the ongoing support. Let's wrap up on that note, guys. As I mentioned, we'll be recording a video which we'll be hopefully sharing with you guys in the coming weeks to come. Stay tuned for more. If you guys want to pick up an Everest 10, plenty in stock. Check out the link on our description. And yeah, make a kid happy today. Pick up an Everest 10, you know? With that said, guys, much love. I appreciate it. From all of us here at Redcat, we love all of our community members. We appreciate all the pictures that you guys share. Don't be shy. Bring them on. And we look forward to seeing you guys on the trails next. Peace.